Uh-oh. 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 You gonna want to share this one out. You gonna want to share this one out. You gonna want to share this one out. Telling you right now. Trying to tell you. Trying to tell you. Y'all ready, man? It's about that time, though. Huh? Y'all ready out there? Shit lit, man. It's up, man. Get them flags up. It's up. I seen somebody already on there talking about some reparations. I got something for you. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Share this beam out, though. Watch this right here. Straight to it. See this right here? This is where you at. This is where you at right now. You in the old world right now. The true old world. Let me know where y'all tuning in from too, though, on this beam out. Let me know where y'all at with it. Shit lit. Look. Right here. A lot of people don't even realize when you start breaking this stuff down, diving into history, do you realize that Europeans were the first slaves in America? Do you realize that? See, it's so many myths. It's so many lies on top of lies. We don't even realize that Europeans were the first slaves in America. Listen. From 1609 until the early 1800s, between 1/2 and 2/3 of all the European colonists who came to the New World came as slaves. Do you see these numbers? Do you see these years? 1609 until the early 1800s, between 1/2 and 2/3 of all European colonists who came to the New World. Keep in mind, though, this America, the Americas is not the New World. The Americas whole time is the true old world. Everything was flipped, reversed, switched inside out. The Americas has been and always has been the true old world. This is why they got to keep telling these lies. That shit dead now, though. Now you go right over here. Watch this. We talking about psychology, right? Look at this. From the book, They Were Europeans and They Were Slaves. Share this beam out. This finna be strong. The Untold History of the Enslavement of Europeans in America. Watch this. The height of academic media fraud is revealed in the monopolistic trademark status. The official controllers of education. The official controllers of education and mass communications have successfully established between the definition of the word slave, quote unquote, and the Negro, so-called Negro, while labeling descriptions of the historic experience of Europeans in slavery a fallacy. Watch this. Yet the very word slave, which the established consensus school of history pretends cannot legitimately be applied to Europeans. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You see that? Did you catch that? They trying to pretend, right? That slaves don't belong to them. Now watch this. It say it is derived from the word Slav. According to the Oxford English Dictionary, the word slave is another name for the European people of Eastern Europe. What you were saying? The word slave is a bloodline that don't belong to nobody else but people from Eastern Europe. Those are pale-faced Albions, not our people. Slave is a bloodline. We as Moors, Americans, our Moroccans can never be slaves because we not from Eastern Europe. I told you shit lit. I told you shit up. I'm going to show you now what I'm talking about. So you saying that Europeans from Eastern Europe is the real slaves? Yes. According to compact edition of the Oxford English Dictionary, page 2858. Let's go. In other words, slave has always been a term for and a definition of a servile condition of European people. You got to see what's going on. See, when you say something like there were slaves in America, you got to go into history and you got to see what the definition of slave means. Slave means Eastern European bloodline. Slovakians, Yugoslavians, everybody from over there. It's not a Moorish bloodline. That's why we can never be slaves. You got to go into the history, man. Then you see this right here. This is again why the official controllers of education, which is really miseducation, and mass communications, this is why they did what they did. They caused confusion. Nah, we go right over here. Speaking of confusion, let's go to the so-called Negro question. All right. Peace and love to all the Moors out there. Let's go. What it say? It say the grammar schools, high schools, and colleges in the United States have been set up for one thing: to teach entire generations lies and to indoctrinate them into the history of European nations and European people. This is the first law of darkness. This is what they taught, and this is what they teach. They teach our people the laws of darkness. Hide a man's truth about himself. Hide a woman's truth about herself. Then teach him or her the history of the European oppressor every time he or she shows up for schooling. Teach him or her to hate everything about themselves and anybody that looks like them. And how does that continue to happen? How? Just like this. Just like this. Just like this. I'm going to show you how. When you see something like this, what comes to your mind? What comes to your mind when you see something like this? What comes to your mind? The first thing that pops in your mind, what is it? What comes to your mind?
Italian, German, Swedish, Korean, Egyptian, Nigerian, Black.
What comes to your mind?
I hope you were able to successfully identify the issue. You were able to properly identify with all the groups that I called out in the countries that associates with them. But when I said black, everyone had to look at each other, try to figure out what you was going to respond to.
You see that? So again, what comes to your mind? When you see a video like that, when you hear a video like that, what comes to your mind? Because if it's coming to your mind like, nah, dude on some bullshit. He just talking about, he talking about ethnicity versus nationality. He talking about race. This is the job that the school system did to our people. The school system job was to, from grammar school to high school to colleges, all across the so-called United States. All of it was to cause mass confusions, genocide, and generational lies, and for indoctrination purposes, to teach our people the first law of darkness, which is to hide the truth, teach us the history of their viewpoint, which is indoctrination and oppression, all in school systems. See, if you teach somebody to hate themselves and hate everybody that look like them, then you got them under mind control. And if you want to get on psychology, that's called psychosis. That's called psychosis. That's literally called psychosis. It's called psychosis. What's psychosis? Psychosis is an unnatural condition, a defect of the mind, causing disoriented thinking and superficial emotions created by schisms, with various forms of complex behavioral and personality disorders, stemming from the traumas of colonization, to be alienated from one's own culture, detached from reality, and to suffer cultural amnesia. Don't tell me y'all people ain't got this right here. Each casualty becomes psychologically impaired to the extent they can be induced into self-resentment. That's known as the first law of darkness. I might do a series on this too. The first law of darkness. The laws of darkness. It say the victim is prone to reject, deny, or dismiss their own identity, lineage, past or parent, culture, the inability to identify with their relationship to their culture, thus separating themselves and interpreting their culture from a foreign third-party perspective. Damn. This is what our people do. Our people have been mentally put under psychosis. Straight mental colonization. See, now you ain't got to have chains on nobody. You don't need chains on nobody because mentally our people are under mind control, psychosis. So when you see a video like this, first thing you're going to do is you're going to want to argue and say, nah, this is the first thing you're going to want to do. First thing you're going to want to do is do this. This is the first thing you're going to want to do. You're going to want to argue.
Italian. German. Swedish. Korean. Egyptian. Nigerian. Black.
See?
I hope you were able to successfully identify the issue. You were able to properly identify with all the groups that I called out and the countries that associates with them. But when I said black, everyone had to look at each other, try to figure out what you was going to respond to.
Exactly. Everybody had to look out and see what they was going to respond to. Because the psychosis is strong, but it's breaking right now though. Because this is what it's about. It's about each one teach one. It ain't about ring around the rosy conversations. It's to trigger something in your spirit, in your mind, to get you to reawaken out of the comatose, the psychosis, the mentality of we have to be a perpetual narrative of a color. This is what the bean moss is for. We have to be in the color of a color of this, a color of that. Race, nationality, ethnicity. All of this, fam, is the law of darkness. This is what this is about. You got so many people under the law of darkness, under the spell of psychosis, they not even opening their mind up to get no information. That shit is deadbolt locked, shut down. And then when you ask them a basic question like, where on this right here, a globe, whether you want to go flat earth or you want to go to round earth, I don't care where you want to go on this planet, round or flat. What you want to do? You want to go round or you want to go flat? What you want to do? It really don't matter. What you want to do? You want to go flat earth or you want to go round earth? What you want to do? Round or flat? How you want it? Round or flat? How you want it? So the question remains, anywhere on a flat earth, anywhere on a flat earth, anywhere on a round earth, don't matter which one you want to pick. Do you see a land on that flat earth or round earth? Do you see a black land on there? Do you see an Israelite land on there? What about a Hebrew? What about a person of color? What about an Indian? No, it's not there. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It don't exist. But the psychosis is so strong with our people. It's an unnatural condition, fam. It's a defect of the mind that causes disoriented thinking and superficial emotions. This is why our people get so emotionally triggered when you hear something like this.
Korean, Egyptian, Nigerian, black.
This is why people get on charge, because our people are under the dire need to declare a nationality. Point blank, period, end of game. Game over. Our people are in a dire need to be recognized with a nationality. Because without a nationality, you ain't getting recognized. You ain't getting nothing. Don't ask for no reparations because you're not a nation. Nation of Islam is not a nation. Hebrew Israelites is not a nation. Pan-Africans, you're not a nation. Gods and earths, you're not a nation. You don't have the qualifications of a nation. You don't fit the definition in law. These ain't CushDey's opinions. This is law. Fam, we talking about law books. You know, the things that these so-called black activists and black organizations, they don't never show law books. They don't never show law books. They just do a whole lot of this, bumping their gums, running their mouth. They don't never show no law books. So speaking of law books, I want you to see what time it is for real. I want you to see what it is in real time. Speaking of law books, what's a nation? A people or aggregation of man existing in the form of an organized jural society. Jural means law. Usually inhabiting a distinct portion of the earth. Okay. Once again now, whether you a flat earther, all right, whether you a flat earther or whether you a round earther, pick which one you want. You want the round earth or you want the flat earth? Pick which one you want now. Because we're going to deal with common sense and we're going to deal with logic and things that make reason. Reasoning and common sense. This is what we talking about using. All right? This is what we're using. We're using reason and we're using logic. We're using critical thinking. Okay? Because we're using effective ways to solve problems. We not just out here bumping our gums, wasting time talking. We ain't doing that. We leveling up our intuition to reach a potential to grow our minds and unify as one. One what? one nation. See, so when you say usually inhabiting a distinct portion of the earth, all them black organizations, you don't inhabit a distinct portion of the earth. So you already disqualified right there. You already dead right there. You don't inhabit a distinct portion of the earth. That means you don't have a land that has the name to match what you call yourself. Bing bong. You don't have a land. Nation of Islam is not on a round earth. It's not on a flat earth. Gods in the earth is not on a round earth. It's not on the flat earth. Pan-African, not here, not there. Hebrew Israelites is not here. It's not there. Indians is not here. And it's not over here either. Because the land over here is not called India. Where you at? Hold up. Hold up. Let me show you what I'm talking about. The land over here is not called India. You know what they just did over there? See this right here? This is why I said it's called the law of darkness. See this right here? It's called the first law of darkness. They changed, flipped inside out, switched everything around, and was like, yeah, we're going to rename this India. So let me ask you a question. How come the people from over here, they speak a language called Hindu? Answer me that. They don't speak Indian. See, we dealing with common sense and things that make sense. We ain't dealing with beliefs, opinions, wasting time. We're going to ring around the rosy. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. These people from over here in Hindustan or Bharat, they speak many dialects of Hindustan language. Many dialects they speak over here, just like many dialects are spoken over here in Mexico, Central America, and South America, and the islands over here. Because they say Cubans got a different dialect than people from Dominican Republic. They say Dominican Republic got a different dialect than Moors from Borikin. You see? People from Haiti, so-called Haiti, have a different dialect of Creole than you have Moors that's over here. Huh? It's different dialects. Yet they speak French and they speak so-called Spanish, which is really Moorish Latin. Latin is older. It's older than people saying Spanish. Because Spain is over here. Spain is over here. See that? Spain is over here. So when they say Spain, Spanish, they talking about over here. And if you really want to get strong into it, this was not even called Spain. This was called Andalusia or Andalus. You see? And they spoke many dialects over here. But when they say Spain, Spanish, you over here. Peace, more. You see what's going on? So however you want it, you want it on a round earth? You want it on a round earth? Or you want it on a flat earth? How you want it? How you want it? How you want it? Round earth, flat earth, how you want it? Because if you out here calling yourself this ain't it.
Korean, Egyptian, Nigerian, black. I hope you were able to successfully identify the issue. You were able to properly identify with all the groups.
Wow. Shout out to the hundreds. You know we in here. Hey, Shout out to Paraguay. Let me know where y'all tuning in from too, though. Hey, so as you see, that's the issue. The issue is a lack of nationality. This what it's all about. Each one teach one. You talking about solutions? All right. You talking about solutions, right? Solutions. Number one solution. What nation do you come from? Shout out to Naptown. What nation do you come from? Jamrock, Wagwan, Louisville, Islam. What nation do you come from? You can't come from a color nation. So everybody out here talking about, nah, this video got me tight. I'm triggered. We black. Okay. Common sense time. Critical thinking time. Both sides are using your brain time. Where on the planet Earth is there a nation or land called black? Cameroon, Islam. Where is a nation on planet Earth called melanated? Where is a nation on planet Earth called indigenous? Where is a nation on the earth called gods and earths? Pan-African, Hebrew Israelite. It doesn't exist. It's Australia, Islam. It doesn't exist, fam. This is the thing what we talking about. Look, what we talking about breaking out of the psychosis. We got to break out of this psychosis because it's an unnatural condition of thinking. Richmond, California, Islam. It's an unnatural condition of thinking. That's psychosis. To think that people are crayon colors. That's an unnatural way of thinking. It's an unnatural condition. You feel me? It's not natural to think that you want to identify with something that does not exist. Fam, I got black on. My skin pigmentation don't match this. It don't match. And in law, identity means the same. So when you say you identify as, whatever you identify, that means you match identically with that. That's law. We ain't talking about what I'm just talking about. We talking about what's in the law dictionary, fam. See, we got to stop dealing with psychosis and we got to start dealing with critical thinking. Because psychosis, fam, got our people psychologically toe off. We got so much self-resentment. We got so much just lack of identity. We looking at things from the principle of the school system, from grammar, high school, college, all in the U.S. corporation. But we breaking that shit right now, though, because we reversing the unnatural condition into a natural condition of critical thinking. Because the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, he told us, Moors, if I could just get you to think again, you would save yourselves. You would save yourselves. The first issue of law is status. Bing bong. Status is the first rule of law. There is no status that is deemed to be respected as black. This is why people that identify as black don't get no respect. On some Rodney Dangerfield shit, you don't get no respect. Because you identifying with something that does not exist and is not respected in universal law, constitutional law. It's not respected in principles. It's not respected at all. This is why so-called people who identify as black always talk about how bad they get treated. Because in law, you are not respected by any court on the planet, by any people on the planet. Now, this might be like a tough pill to swallow. This might be something like on some, if you're hearing this for the first time, you might be thinking like this is just interesting conversation, or this is just on some, well, if I feel like, what I'm saying, declaring a nationality, then I can. You feel me? If I want to. I could if I wanted to. I could declare nationality if I wanted to, but I'm cool. See, you might be thinking like this, like that, if you're hearing this for the first time. But these people right here, they know what's going on. And they know that slave has always been a term for and a definition of a servile condition of European people. You see? So when you say you was a slave, you really saying that you a so-called hybrid European, a paleface. Because only pale-faced people have the bloodline of Eastern Europe. So if you saying you black, look, I'm gonna show you something. Hold up. I'm gonna show you something. All right. Now we're gonna go right back here to law. A nation, okay, usually inhabiting a distinct portion of the earth, speaking the same language. What's the black language? What's the orange language? What's the brown language? What's the melanated language? What's the gods and earth's language? Some might say mathematics. Okay, mathematics deals with law. So if you speak mathematics, then you deal with law then, correct? Islam. So if you speak mathematics, you don't deal with emotionalism. You don't deal with superficial emotions. You don't deal with schisms. You don't deal with disoriented thinking. You don't deal with unnatural conditions of the mind. You deal with knowledge of self. So if you're dealing with knowledge of self, then you're dealing with critical thinking because you're a problem solver. And as a problem solver, we are supposed to think smarter. We are supposed to level up our mental condition, our mindfulness, meaning both sides of our minds are operating at one time. Bing bong. Nation. You speak the same language? So if we speak in this language right here, this English dialect, we speak in this English dialect right here. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're speaking. So when we say we're speaking this, we would say this. Go to the back of the book. It's called a grammatical key. You ever noticed in school, grammar school, high school, college, they never took us to a dictionary and taught us that this even existed? At least my school ain't teach me that. Through none of the times I was in school, ever. Ain't no teacher sit me down and say, this is the grammatical key. You need to learn these. No. This has to be learned by our people. I'm talking about like how we be knowing like football stats from FanDuel and DraftKings and shit. We need to learn this grammatical key like we know that. Like we know our phone number. Like we know our name, where you live at, your address. Know what I'm saying? Like what kind of food you like to eat. This how the grammatical key needs to be re-educated with our people. Because our people have been under the law of darkness, which is to hate ourselves. So when you say, what is the grammatical key going to do? What are we going to use it for? We're going to say, all right, what is the grammatical key going to do? We all can agree that we speak this dialect right now, that we talking. This is how y'all able to even comprehend what I'm saying right now. Obviously, because you speak the dialect. So the dialect right here that we using. So when people say, man, what words is just words? Words is it, fam? Words come from a dictionary. So since words come from a dictionary, don't you think it'd be smart to start studying the dictionary so we can know the words that we saying out our mouth? Because there's something called the 8 parts of speech. And in the 8 parts of speech, you would say, all right, well, what is a people? We the people. What's the definition of people? People is a noun. So since people is a noun, a person, place, thing, or idea, that falls under noun. What's an adjective? An adjective describes a noun, or it modifies a noun. This is the grammatical key to this English dialect that we all speak and say we know. This has been the problem, and this is the solution. Knowing the parts of speech that we've been using have been incorrect. When we say black, if you say you a black person, right? If you out there and you say you black, or hybrid Europeans say that they white, they both are in error. They both wrong. Because people are nouns. Adjectives describe nouns. Now you look at yourself. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. Does the color black 100% match your skin pigmentation? No. So how could you be black? You can't be. Now, when you say white, if you look at a pale-faced European, they're not white as a piece of paper or a piece of tissue or a piece of a paper towel. They not white. It's an error in grammar. It's an error in law. The spell has been to keep our people under mental psychosis, which is the unnatural way of thinking. It's an unnatural condition. This is why we be all disoriented out here. This is why we be always angry out here, because we want respect, but our people have been taught to be misinformed and to misidentify with something that doesn't get respect, which is black. Black don't get respect. You can't be black, because to be black is to be a slave. A slave to what? Fam, you are a slave to a system that was designed to put people into different categories. White is a national status category. It's a bloodline. It's a title of nobility. That's this. Title of nobility. This is a bloodline. It's called consanguinity. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Look. Look at this. Turn me up. Turn me up. Hold up. You know what? Let's go here. Let's take it here. Let's go here. So when you say, somebody asked what dictionary this was, this is Scott Forsman Advanced Dictionary. All right. Each one teach one. Let's go. So when you say, what's the solutions that we could do right now? What's some solutions we could do right now? You got to know your bloodline. And you got to break the psychosis. Misidentifying as a crayon color. Fam, that's an unnatural condition of thinking. That's the number one thing you can do right now. Break the unnatural condition of the way you've been thinking to identify as a crayon color. That's the first step. You're not a crayon color. That's psychosis to even have that conversation and to call your people crayon colors. That's psychosis. This is what has been put on us from the school system. The book is called American History Lied. We are not black. Dispelling the Misconception, Volume 1, by the Moral Truth Ali. You can get this off Amazon. We got to break the mental psychosis. You want to get something done, the first thing you got to do is break the mental psychosis you got in your head. You keep calling people crayon colors, white, brown, black. No. If that's the case, then where the green people at? It's a green land. It's It's a land called Greenland. Well, how come the people from Greenland? How come the people from up here in Greenland? How come they don't call themselves green? Huh? There is a Greenland. But have you ever noticed that nobody from up here call themselves green? Think about it. Think about it. Greenland, right? Yeah, you see it. Don't nobody from Greenland call themselves green, though. But you got people out here who from here, they from here, and they call themselves black. What? Or brown, or melanated. Even though it ain't on the map nowhere. It's not on the map. It ain't on a flat earth map. It ain't on a round earth map. But they keep choosing to go with psychosis and be in denial of where they live at. You gotta break the psychosis. Because at a certain point in time, fam, at a certain point in time, just like playing chess, at a certain point in time, you gotta, if you want to win the game, you gotta see what your opponent keep doing. Our opponent is ourselves first. We are our own best friend and our own worst enemy, ourselves. It's not about externally. It's internally. Ourselves is the battle. This is the battle every day. We bang with ourselves every day. This is the battle. So when you say, what are we called? Great question. We're called Moors. We're called Moorish Americans. That's our nationality. Moorish Americans, because Moorish means pertaining to Moors. Take you to the dictionary. But before I take you to this dictionary, I want to show you this word, consanguinity. Remember? What does consanguinity mean? Consanguinity, right here, it's a noun. What does the consanguinity mean, though? It's a relationship by descent from the same parent or ancestor. Relationship by blood. You see? So we have ancestral blood that's ancient from our parents, our ancestors. That's the blood relationship to the land. You see? This is why law matters. And this is why law ain't taught to our people in grammar school, high school, or college. It's not going to be taught to us in the John D. Rockefeller school system. So when you say, what are we called? We're called Moors. Now watch this. Watch this right here. Now remind you. I got to remind you. Keep in mind the word nation. Okay? What land are we living on right now if you over here in the Americas? You live in the Americas. That means you in North, Central, South America, and all of the islands, including Hawaii and the so-called Caribbean. You're here. If you're over here in the Americas, the whole world is waiting on us to wake up out of the psychosis. All of this is the Americas. All of this is the Americas. The common denominator is the word America. North, Central, and South. The link up is America. So this is a giant continent. This is not a country. Remember the first law of darkness. The first law of darkness was them to teach us from grammar school, high school, and college to hate everything about ourselves. With generational lies stacked on top of each other. This is why so-called people from Mexico don't like people from Guatemala. People from Belize they got beef with people from Honduras. Nicaragua, they got beef with Costa Ricans. Cubans, they got beef with Jamaicans. Vice versa. People from Haiti, they got beef with Dominicans. And Dominicans got beef with Haitians. Even though, look how crazy it is. They on the same island. They're literally living on the same island. But they got beef with each other though. Ain't that insane? Ain't that, you see the psychosis? Just to think like we the same people from the same island, but we out here beefing about what? Because of psychosis. Because of the psychosis, fam. It's because of the psychosis. The psychosis is the thing that has us looking at stuff from a viewpoint of self-denial, self-resentment, psychologically impaired. We got cultural amnesia. Because when you bring up, what's your identity? What's your blood lineage? What's your past? Huh? Who do you identify with as a nation? First thing our people do is get superficially emotional, get triggered, get on 10, start talking about how they feel, what they believe in. You can't tell them nothing. Fam, that's psychosis. That's culture disassociation. So instead of dealing with critical thinking, our people have been brainwashed and resort back to crayon colors and how they feel. You live in the Americas, you're an American. You're an Al-Moroccan. You're a Moorish American. You say, how does it fit with the Bible? Okay, that's a good question. You said, how does it fit with the Bible? Good question. Watch this. How does it fit with the Bible? Watch this. Right on time. From the book, America is the True Old World. We got receipts over here. The Americas is ancient Egypt because the Americas is the land of the Bible. See how we right on time? Is America the land of the Bible? Answer, yes. Because Israel is in Patah, Utah, Judah. Christopher Columbus actually came to the West Indies, aka the land of Americas, for gold, spices, and to retake Moorish Jerusalem, the holy city from the Moors. You want a reference? Deuteronomy chapter 34 in King James Version Bible describes Judah. The strange thing, hold up. It say, the strange thing is that all of these places are in Utah, Patah, Judah. So you go to Deuteronomy chapter 34 and you will see like, wait a minute, everything that is describing about Israel is actually in Utah, which in ancient times was called Patah or Judah. You see? So the whole lie of Christopher Columbus, if you go to the book, where you at? If you go to this book right here, right? You go to the Delaware's Forgotten Folk, okay? The story of the Moors and the Nanococks. Watch this. Show y'all this real fast. Peace and love to all y'all out there in real time. Look, I want y'all to see this real fast. We on page 46 if you got the book. Watch this. All these so-called Indians that's out here. Listen to this. It says, Those readers sufficiently interested in the subject upon reaching maturity to consult original references learn that the facts are totally different from the beliefs of long standing. In the first place, Indians were not Indians at all. When Christopher Columbus landed in the New World, keep in mind, the Americas is the old world. It's not the New World. All right? We got it. Always keep that in mind. The school system, grammar school, high school, college, they all been lying to us. That shit dead now. All right? It's each one teach one now. Shit is up. So you say, we gonna say it how it really is. He landed in the New World, in the old world. He believed he had found India. When he called the inhabitants Indians, he was using the term in its literal meaning. So backtrack. He thought, Christopher Columbus, that he landed in the so-called New World, and he thought he landed in India. And keep in mind, India is a misconcept. It's a socially engineered construct. It's not real. All right. So he got off the boat like, I'm finna call y'all Indians because I landed in India. He say, but the misnomer, which is means a false name, it took hold. And soon, all of the so-called native inhabitants of the American continent were known as Indians. Damn. The term Indian, therefore, became used to include Eskimo, basket maker, mound builder, keep that in mind, Aztec, Inca, Toltec, and scores of other native groups, as well as Algonquian, Siouan, Iroquoian, and other linguistic tribes of the East. All of these that I just read off to y'all, they're all Moorish people. All Moorish people. Yet the languages and customs of these various peoples differed and pronouncedly as our own language and customs differ from the Chinese. See? It is as erroneous to call them all Indians as it would be to call all present day Americans Englishmen. You see? So this entire thing of the so-called Indian fraud is exactly that. It's a fraud. Misidentifying hybrid Europeans as white people is a fraud. They not white people. They're Albions. They have nationalities. Their nationalities will be hybrid Swedish, hybrid German, hybrid Czechoslovakian, because Moorish people, dark complexion people, olive complexion people, tawny complexion people, all right, we have what you would say started the entire civilization of peoples on the planet. So everything on the planet has been us first. This is why you get the quote, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Who you think they talking about? They talking about us because we was the first. We failed because we started chasing things that we didn't know nothing about. Our own people started doing it to our own people. Our own people. It's not the pale-faced Europeans that's doing it to us. It's our own people who know the truth, who got the knowledge, but turn their back on the knowledge. This is what's going on in real time, though. So from then, the sellouts, to today, the sellouts. It's the same dark energy that these people carry with them. The same dark, it don't matter what school of thought they say they belong to. When they say all skin folk ain't kinfolk, this is who they talking about. Because the people who know the truth, that know the knowledge, the information, and refuse to show the information, They the ones that's the problem. You see? They look like us, but they not for us. But they can get away with it if we don't know what to look for because of the knowledge and the psychosis. You see? You see that? So when you say, what does the Bible say about the Americas? Deuteronomy chapter 34, King James Version. Israel is in the Americas. When you talk about Peru and Heru, aka Horus of ancient Egypt, look, Peru was named after Horus, because in Hebrew, the letter P and the letter H have the same numerical value and are interchangeable. Yes, etymology is a true science that proves a lot. Also, Peru and Egypt have too many similarities. You see, Peru and Egypt. Peru and Egypt. Do you see this? Peru and Egypt. They're not talking about the Egypt that's over here. See, this is the school system. They're not talking about the Egypt that's over here. See? They're not talking about this Egypt. The maps were rearranged, flipped inside out. The languages were rearranged. The faces were rearranged. Everything was flipped inside out. But it's enough information left that we can use both sides of our minds as critical thinking references and dig up the truth. Because it's really right now in front of our faces. Because we left so much information on the planet, you can't hide it. That's why all these earthquakes that's happening, are you peeping how these things are coming up from the ground? These different artifacts being found? You finding cities underground right now. Huh? Because you can't bury it all. You can't hide it all. It take a drop of truth to bring down an entire mountain of lies. One drop. One rock can bring down a whole mountain of lies. A deck of cards, like a deck of cards, you could bring down that whole deck of cards with what? One little touch. Bing! Bring the whole, you knock one little card down, the whole shit coming down. Over with. Dead. You knock one little card down with the truth, it's over with. And that's what we doing right now. This is why nationality is the order of the day. This is the order of the day. What nation you belong to? Don't tell me you're a part of a nation and you don't lift your women up. That ain't no nation. Because you can't have a nation without women anyway. So if your nation don't start with woman and man, you ain't no nation. You're not no nation. You're not a nation. Because woman gets the spark to create the nation from us, Moorish man. So you have Moorish man and Moorish women that kick off the nation. This is why we both on the throne. So you go right back here. And you say, well, if Hebrew, the letter P and the letter H have numerical values and interchangeable, then you would say, wait a minute. Peru and Egypt got similarities in art, customs, culture. Can that just be a coincidence? And you could refer to the book by Horace Butler, When Rocks Cry Out. So when you say, where's Upper Egypt? Where's Lower Egypt? Huh? See, the first clue is that this says that both Upper and Lower Egypt had to have started around a huge source of fresh water, the Nile. The Nile? Hold up. The Nile? The Nile. Where's the Nile? Wait a minute. Where's the Nile? Where's the Nile River? For agricultural purposes, Because every civilization is based around agriculture. Since food is necessary to sustain life, let's start first with Lower Egypt. Where's Lower Egypt? The White Nile and the Blue Nile, which is allegedly the longest river in the world at 4,132 miles long. However, when you combine the Mississippi, Miss Isis river system of the Missouri River, 2,540 miles, and the Mississippi, 2,340 miles, you will have a total length in miles of 4,890, which is 758 miles longer than the Nile River system that is in Africa. Oh, wow. Yes, the Mississippi River system is the longest, which is strong indication that it was your first Nile River system. The Mississippi River, fam. Book reference, the Bible. Isaiah chapter 11, verse 15, King James Version. And the Lord shall utterly destroy the tongue of the Egyptian sea. And with his mighty wind shall he shake his hand over the river, and shall smite it in the 7 streams, and make man go over dry shod. Notice the 7 streams that flow into the tongue, the mouth of the Egyptian sea, the Gulf of Mexico. In ancient times, the Gulf of Mexico was known as the Egyptian Sea. And in the book of Isaiah, it proves that this is factual. Chapter 11, verse 15. Mississippi, Miss Isis. What you got in Missouri, though? Huh? What you got in Missouri, though? Look at the 7. Bang, 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 bang. What you got, the 7? So this entire time, these people been out here talking about, we need to leave America and we need to go to Israel. Not even realizing the first law of darkness from grammar school, high school to college, it's been an indoctrination program to continue to keep us in psychosis, which is unnatural conditions of thinking. That think that we ain't from here and we got brought here from somewhere. Whole time we already been here, because in your Bible scripture that people love saying they read, you see the circle 7 is right here. Circle 7. Circle 7. Bing, 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 bing. Circle 7. 7 streams. Isaiah chapter 11, verse 15. Add it up. What you get? 7 streams. Where the 7 streams at? The Mississippi River. This is the 7 streams. You want some more? Missouri. You can learn about the name of Missouri. You will learn that it is just the corruption of Mizraim. So Missouri is really Mizraim. Oh, wow. Who was Mizraim? Mizraim, according to the King James Version Bible, was the son of Ham. And he was the younger brother of Cush and the elder brother of Put and Canaan, Phoenician, whose families together made up the Hamite branch of Noah's descendants. According to Wikipedia, Mizraim means Egypt. Wow. Mizraim means Egypt. So Missouri means Egypt. But you think that you got brought over here from slavery and you got brought over here to this land. But in reality, we always been here in this land. Yo. This shit is wild, fam. Wild. Mizraim is Missouri. The Mississippi is the Nile River. You get it? The Mississippi, Miss Isis, Missouri is the Nile River. Because Isaiah chapter 11, verse 15, King James Version Bible. Y'all love quoting the Bible. But do you know what you're looking at? If you know what you're looking at, you can start putting two and two together and use critical thinking to get out of the psychosis of unnatural conditional thinking. You see? Us identifying as black and brown and melanated and indigenous, those are not nationalities. Those are not a nation. Those are not a language. Those are not a distinct portion of the earth. It's not a land. Everybody around the planet identifies with the land, with the nation, with the language. Tell me what's the white language. Tell me what's the black language. What's the brown language? What's the melanated indigenous language? Huh? Somebody had wrote a comment on a post that I put up. That post that I showed y'all, what the dude was like, that he was calling out the nations. He was like, German, all the nations that he was calling out, Brazil. He was on that post. Fam, the comments that I see on that post, it's like, fam, the psychosis is real. The psychosis is real. But I got love for my people though. But everybody, fam, you can't like burn yourself out trying to save everybody. You can't save everybody. You cannot save everybody. People gonna be people. So certain people, you gotta leave them where they at until they come to you on some, fam. Hey, what was the name of that book that you was talking about? Or what was that reference that you was talking about? When they own it like that, okay, nah, we could talk. But if they ain't on that type frequency, energy, and vibe, nah. I mean, I'm gonna hit you with a little something. I'm gone. I'm moving around. I'm not finna stay there. Why would you stay there? Because you're gonna burn yourself out. You're gonna fry yourself trying to drag them and to get them to get it. Nah. And they don't even realize that they under mental psychosis because of the school system. Grammar school, high school, college. It's programs to condition us to think in a slave-minded mentality. To think of us on some, we need to ask for permission to do something. Like when they say, put a mask on your face, cover your face up. Like we need to ask them for permission. Can we walk outside without a mask on? This all ties into that. Because we are the nationals of the land. We got the highest status on the land. We don't got to ask for permission. We tell them what to do. That part. We don't ask for permission for us to do what we want to do. As long as we not violating nobody and breaking no laws or no treaties, we good. We doing what we supposed to do. We got to get that in our mindset. And the only way to get that in our mindset is, again, to electrify both sides of our mind and activate the pineal gland. That's when you say, when Christ ascended into heaven, that's the Christ ascension. That's the Christ ascension. When both of these fire up and ignite, illuminate, and the pineal gland electrifies, that is the Christ resurrection, the return to your higher self, that part. Without these igniting and without these leveling up to ascend, to activate that pineal gland, you still playing the psychosis game. You over here playing the game they want us. They want us to stay in the unnatural conditioned way of thinking. They want us to identify as colors and theories and beliefs. And who is the they? The they Because people will be like, who is the they? They who? The they is anybody who wants to see our people enslaved. Anybody. They can look, remember, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. So just because we got the same pigmentation, that don't mean your mentality, your compass, your way of life matches what I'm on or what somebody who's on the positive side is on. So we got to get out of the illusion of they got the same pigmentation as I do, so they must be for us. Nah, not everybody, because it's a duality. You got some that's for the light and some that's for the dark. That's the balance. Don't get sucked into they got the same complexion and skin tone as me and pigmentation as me, so they good. Not all the time. Not all the time. You got to go by the words that come out their mouth. Do they words match the law? If they words and they principles don't match universal law, common law, treaty law, if they don't match constitutional law, the law of commerce, like when they say Bitcoin, Coinbase, that's money. Invest in this. No, sir. That's a direct violation of constitutional law, Article 1, Section 10. Money is only gold and silver coin. That's the they. Anybody trying to finesse you, anybody trying to get down on you, that's the they. They the ops. Anybody trying to get you to do something that's against the law, them the ops. And I seen somebody put a question up. Police are not law enforcement. Police are municipal corporate agents. They security dogs with guns and badges. They not lawful. This is who they are. They slave patrol. Who do you need to keep the slaves in order? You need slave patrol. And slave patrol in modern times is the police. They enforce policies. They don't enforce law. This is what they do. This is all our people running around talking about, I'm going to join the police. You don't even know you joining up with the ops. You joining up with slave patrol. This is what you're joining with. You join it with them and don't even realize because you under psychosis, unnatural condition of thinking. You got a whole disoriented way of thinking. Our people got mental disorders, fam, personality disorders. And again, it's not our fault that we have these conditions when it comes to we didn't know. But in this day and time, with the phones, the tablets, the laptops, you feel me? The computers and all that, fam, there's no excuse. It ain't no excuse outside no more. It'd be different if we didn't have technology as fast as it was right now. But that times is dead now. We in the age of information. You can literally find out, you could Google something and find out something that happened in Bangkok right now, in Budapest. You can find something right now that happened in Brazil right now. You can find out something that happened in Japan right now on the gram, on social media. So it ain't no excuse no more. Now, if you take it like, well, I know the truth, I know a little bit, I know enough to know that I'm not a color, but I don't want to take a step into nationality because I'm not for sure yet. I see where you coming from when you say that. I see where you coming from when you like, I know I'm not a color, but I don't want to say what I'm not unless I'm 100%. I see where you coming from for sure. Because this is each one teach one. I've been there and I'm still learning my damn self. But when you say you know that you're not a color, then you say, all right, I'm not a color, so I'm not going to identify with a color no more. stop saying that you a color then when it comes to our people then. So if you know you're not a color, do it still make sense to identify with something that don't make sense? It don't make sense. Why identify with something that you know ain't it? It's not a nation. It's not a language. It's not a distinct portion of the earth. It's not a custom. It's no historic continuity. It's not a citizenship. So why identify with that? Somebody asks, are DNA tests real? Short answer, they are for entertainment purposes only. Only. It's a gang of videos up on that. Them DNA tests is for entertainment purposes only. Straight send-off. They straight send-offs. All of them. You ain't seen them tests where dude ass, he had an iguana or some shit. You just use a Q-tip swab the iguana, swab the bird or something. Packaged it up, sent it off. Dude came back talking about, yeah, you from Nigeria, you got some Cambodian blood. Dude, like, what? What is you talking about? Like, I sent you a saliva swab of an iguana. And you talking about African descent. That shit is a send-off, G. Do your research. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it, G. Don't fall for it. I might do a part 2 to this, though. I might do a part 2 to this. Real shit. Might do a part 2. So, how much time we got? Yeah, I'm finna move around. So you say Mizraim. Mizraim in Hebrew. Modern day Mizraim. What it say? It's Arabic. Is the Hebrew and Aramaic name for the land of Egypt, with the dual suffix "iyam," perhaps referring to the two Egypts, Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt. It say, wait a minute. It say what now? It say what now? It say Mizraim is the dual form of Matzor, meaning a mound or fortress, the name of a people descended from Ham. It was the name generally given by the Hebrews to the land of Egypt and its people. So Mizraim actually means Egypt. And if we take it to Hebrew or Aramaic, it's a name for a land of Egypt, with perhaps a dual suffix, "iyam," referring to the two Egypts, Upper and Lower. So Mizraim is the dual form of Matzor, meaning mound. Question: who are the mound builders? Who were the mound builders? Who were the mound builders? You see, it get deeper. It get deeper. It just stay getting deeper. Mound pyramids, because the Wichita Moors were known as the mound builders and the ancient ones, and are considered to be the oldest indigenous people on the planet, according to the United Nations. So wait a minute, backtrack. You saying that the word Missouri actually is a corruption of the word Mizraim. And you got a book reference in the King James Version of the Bible where Mizraim actually is the son of Ham, the younger brother of Cush, and the elder brother of Put and Canaan, Phoenicians. Now you trying to tell me this is Noah's descendants? And Mizraim means Egypt? And Egypt got two of them, upper and a lower. And Matzor means mound. And the first mound builders were the Wichita Moors, and they was all along the Mississippi River. And the number 7 got 7 streams found in Isaiah chapter 11, verse 15. And the 7 streams are located in the Americas. Is that what you're trying to tell me, man? Is that what you're trying to tell me, man? Is that what you're trying to tell me, man? Hold up. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Wait a minute, man. Is that what you're trying to tell me, man? Come on. Is that what you're trying to tell me? You trying to tell me that? I'm saying, is that what you're trying to tell me? All that you trying to tell me? You trying to tell us? Huh? You trying to tell us that? Huh? That's what you trying to tell us? Trying to tell us that? Huh? That's what you trying to tell us, man? That's what you trying to tell us? Yeah. Yeah. That's what you trying to tell us? That's what you trying to tell us, huh? All that? Trying to tell us all that? I guess they trying to tell us that. I guess they trying to tell us that, huh? They trying to tell us all that? They trying to tell us all that? All we gotta do is just claim this and we gonna be in there? What? That's all we gotta do? We gotta claim this as Al Moroccans, as Moorish Americans? That's what we gotta do? We gotta claim this to get our birthright and nationality and be recognized by the world in honor as nobles, Moorish men and Moorish women? This all we gotta do? That's all we gotta do. So this all we gotta do is claim this. That's it. Or the alternative is to stay in cultural dissociation and psychosis as an unnatural mental condition, which is a defect of the mind causing disoriented thinking and superficial emotions created by schisms. Nah, we don't claim as a name mound builder. We are the mound builder because we the ancient ones. You feel me? We all of these. You feel me? We all of these. All of these right here. We mound builders, we basket makers, we Aztecs, we Incas, we Toltecs, Algonquian, Siouan, Iroquoian. We all of these, fam. We Phoenicians, we Hamites, we Cushites, we Amorites, we Hittites. You feel me? We Mayans, we Olmecs, we all that. Samoans, we all that. We all that. We all that. We all that. And some. And some. So, I hope y'all got something from this beam out. I'm finna move around though. It's always love building with y'all, fam. It's always, one more time we got. Don't forget, the book pre-sale, pre-orders is coming out today. Yeah. Today. Get your pre-sale order up. today. Go to khalifamedia.com. Get your pre-sale order on for the book. Moorish Parable. Moorish Parable, hidden in plain sight. The book pre-sale is up today. Go to khalifamedia.com. Fire. Fire. Fire, fam. Put your order in today for the pre-sale. Go to Khalifa Media. Can somebody put it up in the chat? khalifamedia.com. I'm going to tag it. I'm going to tag it real fast. While I show y'all these books off. And don't forget, on Khalifa Media, it's a gang of books on there too from other Moorish authors. A gang of books on there that you could get. Straight up. It's the rise of the Moors, man. It's our time right now, G. Nah, Khalifa Media with a C. Hold up. There it is. I got you. Go to khalifamedia.com. Pre-order the book. Fam, the book is fire, G. I ain't even saying it because it's my book. I'm just saying what's in the book. And the artwork and all that Zara did with it. Crazy. Crazy, fam. Crazy. Crazy. What is this? Crazy. So that's the link right there. Check that website out. The link is right there. Check that link out, Moors. Yeah. Hold up. Gotta throw that yay on. Gotta throw that yay on, though, before I slide, G. Gotta throw that yay on. Gotta throw that yay on. So let me show y'all these books before I get up out of here, though. All right? Might do a part 2 to this. Psychosis, the first law of darkness. Break that law of darkness. Break the psychosis. Break the unnatural condition of thinking. Declare your nationality. Declare your nation as Moors. Our Moroccans. Because we are descendants. You know what I'm saying? We descendants from the ancient ones, fam. We just born in America. And America is our Morocco. Look, everybody from around the world got a nationality. So why wouldn't we want to declare our nationality over here? They in our land. We ain't in their land. They in our land. So why the people from this land, why us as Moors wouldn't say that we Moors that link us to the land, to the nation, to the language, to the culture, to the bloodline, to the inheritance. That's the real bag. That's the real bag. You feel me? Show y'all these. Show y'all these before I slide. American history lied. The school systems lied. We are not black. Connect yourself back to the land. You gotta connect back to the land, fam. Connect back to the land. When you know history, you a problem for the ones that don't want you to know history. The school system don't want you to know real history. See, then you got power. Then you got force. Then you got knowledge of self. That's the bag. That part. That's the bag. That's the bag. You know what I'm saying? That's the bag. This the bag. When you got knowledge of self, that's the bag. Can't nobody tell you who you is once you know yourself. They can't finesse you. How somebody gonna finesse you out of something that's yours if you know it's yours? Huh? That ain't gonna happen. Shit. That ain't gonna happen. Declare your nationality. Honors to the prophet, Noble Drew Ali, though. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, yay, though. Uh-huh. Can't nobody finesse you out your birthright, your nationality, your land. Once you know who you is. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all y'all Moors out there, man. All y'all Moors out there. I appreciate all y'all. I'm gonna check y'all on the next one, though. Study, study, study. And teach the babies. Teach your babies. Don't wait to be like, I'm gonna start at a certain point in time. Nah. Once you know you ain't the color, kick it off. Kick it off. Go to rvbaypublications.com. Study, kick it off. Spread the knowledge out there. Because it's each one teach one. I self-law and master. Peace, Moors.